Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the new video on the Practical Weapons channel. It has been a while, hasn't it? I have been traveling and doing other things, not recording too many videos. Hope to change that soon. Today is a video about 226, 223 and 5.56 ammunition that is currently available, whether it's a local store or my ammo subscription. I have an ammo squared subscription for ammunition, and they sent me a few different types of ammo. But overall, it's mostly what I was able to find in local gun stores. With the specific purpose of this video, what types of ammo are good for in the 223 5.56 variety. In other words, for a regular AR-15 in case of mass shooter, invasion, self-defense, and so forth. Most recent cases, and that's Uvalde school shooting, horrible situation, and the New York Buffalo shooting, the perpetrator was wearing body armor. I don't know what level, but on assumption it is level 4 or level 3 plus. Most of the ammunition that we can obtain in the store will not penetrate. So you have to consider aimed shots for unprotected areas. Groin, head, neck, shoulders, legs, and so forth. Hence you need better ammo, because fewer areas are available for target, and hence you either have to make more shots or you have to make sure that each bullet that hits produces the biggest impact. What you have on the table and in the video is a variety of ammunition, all kinds that I could find. I went to several gun stores, including today. So let's take a look. We have pure range ammunition, which is Wolf steel case, 223 Remington 55 grain FMJ. PMC bronze, I bought a couple of hundred today. Again, support the local gun stores, even if they ask for too much. Also, 55 grain FMJ. These are good from longer barrels, because you want that bullet to start rotating upon hitting the round. Otherwise, this is range type ammo. American Eagle Federal 55 grain FMJ. Also got a few boxes of this. They call it military grade. It is 223, it's not 5.56, at least that's what they write on it. Whether that's true or not, I'm gonna call it range grade ammunition. Armscore FMJ 55 grain. Now all of this will go through soft body armor. You know, all rifle cartridges will go through level 3.8 soft body armor, just like this. Speed is what is needed for penetration of the body armor, and again, certain materials for AP. I don't have armor piercing ammunition that I can show you that is accessible this day. So this is range or your generic ammunition. PPU, Range Master line, again 55 grain. It's actually still sealed. I only got a few boxes of this because this was a subscription purchase. This was not something I could find online. Reloadable 5.56 by 45, so this is not a 223. So you're going to get a bit more speed and a bit more pressure. If your AR or your rifle is chambered for 223, do not use 5.56 ammo in it. Use 223. Such as this, guys. 223. This one, they call it military grade. They do write 223 on it, but I would be very careful. They're saying it's 3200 square, 3200 feet per second. PMC bronze is 2900 feet per second. No idea on the speed of the Wolf, which is probably Tula, for that matter, or Barnaul, never know. Those are 223s. Wolf, this is the original Wolf Gold, which is Taiwanese military ammo from what I understand. Is a fully featured 5.56. 55 grain military ball. These are good rounds for range or for generic usage. Made in Taiwan, indeed. No information on the speed, but it is 5.56, so put it in the 5.56 pile. And I have two Winchester white box, not the Walmart white box, but you have the M193, which is the 55 grain, almost 3200 feet per second FMJ, and we have the M855, which is 62 grain, 3000 feet per second, 5.56. These go into 5.56 pile. Remember, 855 is not an armor-piercing ammunition. This is a penetrator for the flesh. It will rotate and cause a bigger wound channel because of the design of the bullet. M193 is just plain ball. So, small piles of 223 and 5.56. They're, of course, usable as self-defense or target practice, whichever one you choose. The cheaper they are, the less accurate they're going to be. But make sure that the ammunition you have works well with the gun you own. Otherwise, you'll never know what you get as an end result. Next ones, just like we have a PMC bronze, which is a 223 Remington, I have PMC X-Tac, X-Tactical. These are basically comparable to M855. 62 grain, green tip. LAP rounds. I would consider these more of a self-defense ammunition than 55 grain, but again, depends on what it is you're planning to shoot with it. PMC. PMC ammunition, Houston, Texas. Precision-made cartridges. They do not say where it is made, but they do give you ballistic calculation. Interesting that both PMC types will give you drop calculation, bullet path. Interesting, isn't it? 100 yards, 0. 100 yards plus 2. 200 yards, 0. Something to consider. And make sure you zero your guns and the optic on them. So those are the most basic types of ammunition that are available currently. And currently is basically end of May 2022. Those are also some of the less expensive ammunition. Now let's talk about more expensive ammo, including the ones I just bought today. And can I open it? Frontier ammunition, 223 Remington, 68 grain, boat tail, hollow point match with Hornady bullets. 2950 something FPS. 2960 FPS. A little expensive for a local store, but you know, it gets me better known in that store. That's, in many cases, the way I judge that expense. I don't know if I want to open it. Let's open the ones that I have already opened before. So this is an alternative Polymer tip hollow point from Fiocchi, 223, 40 grain, 3650 feet per second. Loaded in the USA, which is an unusual type of ammo. Very light bullet, very high speed, which potentially has ability to be accurate depending on what you use it in, of course. But higher speed gives you improved ballistic. Not inexpensive in any sense of the word. By the way, the same store, most of this ammo has been purchased in the same local store, which I cannot name because of the YouTube rules. I cannot provide the link to it. It's Rapture Guns and Knives in Lakeland, Florida. If you want to go there, the guys are nice, and you can talk about all kinds of things liberals hate, such as the rights to self-defense, and the right to not overpay taxes, and the stupid government that makes stupid decisions, or doesn't make decisions at all. The next type of ammo is a soft point. So these are hollow points, those two. Let's leave Hornady away. This is a soft point, and this is the only soft point I own in a 223 caliber. I don't shoot soft points. Soft points, just like hollow points, they are hunting rounds or self-defense rounds because, again, less over-penetration. I was told that FBI uses federal bonded soft points in their rifles. Maybe. This is the Remington 223 PSP. High performance rifle designed for coyote and prairie dog. Loaded in the USA by American workers. Good point. I mean, support American workers is always a good thing. So, if your rifle can handle soft points, that's a good thing to have. The other two are more expensive and presumably, possibly more elite, depending, of course. So, interesting that Hornady Black is actually, or was, cheaper than Frontier 68 grain. This is 75 grain boat tail hollow point 223 Remington from Hornady. Part of their Hornady Black line. I don't shoot them much. I have a few, but these are, just like most of the heavier rounds, are intended for my AR pistols with shorter barrels. Very basic hollow point, but it is a heavy round, 75 grain, and they do provide drops. 2790 feet per second, so obviously it is a heavier bullet, so it flies slower. At shorter distances probably won't matter much, just like most self-defense distances are, hopefully, unless you're a professional sniper, shorter. And the best round on the table at this time is Black Hills. And this is a non-reload Black Hills ammunition. This is a 5.56 62 grain Barnes. Note that they specify that 62 grain TSX requires a twist rate of 1:9. Or 1:8 or 1:7. Good for me that I have 1:7s. And the 1:8s. I don't have a single 1:9. But it is interesting that they specified accuracy information for different twists, rifle twist rates. 50 grain works in all, 62 grain, 1.9, 1.8, 1.7. I don't know, but then we have different AR type twist rates. And 70 grain works in 1.7 or 1.8. Logical. This is Barnes 75 grain, or sorry, 62 grain. hollow point by Black Hills. And this is one of the types that I sometimes consider as my self-defense ammo. Depends on the gun that I'm actually considering for the purpose. Mostly I use 75 grain hollow points because I have very short barrel guns, pistols. 6.5 and 10.5 and 11.5 barrels. This is a 62 grain, so the ballistics might be very interesting, but I would recommend testing your gun with it. So just a basic tabletop overview of the ammo that I was able to obtain, spending quite a bit of money and a little bit of time driving to different gun stores in this time of the year to see what is available. I practice with the steel case. This is a Wolf Barnaul 55 grain, just like these. Sometimes Tula, I don't have much Tula, so this is for practice only. Need to go to the range more often and practice. Again, this mag is loaded too much. This is for rapid practice, where I'm not afraid of using a lot of ammo. But for most regular practice, I load 4 or 5, so that 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe. Double taps, drop, reload, change mags, go through the mags, practice and practice, and you have to practice to be practical. If you don't practice, shooting is a physical and mechanical skill. It deteriorates rapidly. You go out of practice and you used to be a very good shot, and all of a sudden you're not. And if you consider having a weapon for personal defense or defense of your loved ones, that is not a good idea. So practice, practice, buy ammo, make sure you practice, make sure other people in your family that could be put in a self-defense role also practice. It is not too expensive. You don't have to spend too much ammo or too much money, but it is important to keep up the skills. Thank you for watching, and until the next video.